Triple M's Rush Hour with Leisel Jones, Liam and Dobbo, and genuine thrill for the three of us because we love it when people make the effort to come in and visit us. But today we are blessed with Australian music royalty. It is, of course, Oztober here at Triple M, celebrating all things Aussie music. And we are joined by a couple of gentlemen who changed the landscape of Aussie music back in the day. I'm talking, of course, of Ben Gillies and Chris Joannou from Silverchair. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
You impressed by how well he
I've knocked it out of the park.
I mean, it's like we've been friends for years.
How many times has it been butchered?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, because you'll get sometimes where people just use our first names. Oh, Ben and Chris are here. It's like,
Right.
Not confident.
Yeah, you haven't fact checked. Hey, boys, this is like a new release of a new album, sort of. I mean, you've got this book out and you're going around. I mean, you would have been going to Triple M since you started with Silverchair. They were very much right in the wheelhouse. And
Yep.
This is pretty exciting for you to be back and in some ways sharing what an awesome story Silverchair was, from humble beginnings in Newcastle to the world stage.
Yeah, look, it has been a nice little moment to sort of lean back into a lot of great stories and memories that we remember from our time in the band. But it also covers a lot of stuff before and after as well. Ben and I have known each other for the better part of 40 years, so there's a pretty long story of mateship as well.
There's a lot of talk about the dynamic between the group, and we don't need to go into that. But are you grateful that you have each other after all of this, that you could come together and have a lived experience and a shared experience, that you understand what it feels like?
Yeah, look, there is. I remember when not long after Ben and I rekindled our romance, and
The long love affair.
we were just hanging out in the backyard at my place in Newey, and my wife making a comment that she'd never seen me act or behave in the way that us two were behaving, and so it was nice for someone to actually, really recognise it.
I went to boarding school, so it's in no way the same scenario, but you live with these blokes who I did from the age of 11 till I was 18. So you grow up together, you share every high, every low. And I can only imagine the three of you when you're on the road. Best blue you had while you guys were touring. Was there ever a time where you guys weren't talking during the day? You'd scrapped all day.
I won. I had Ben on the ground, and I won every time.
But then you have to go out and play, and you're absolutely nailing. And everybody's like, you know what, Silverchair are unbelievable. And you get off stage, and you're like, stuff you. I'm not talking. And did it ever get to that at all when you were playing?
We didn't really have any blues on the road. You might have had days where you just weren't feeling, you weren't really sparky. But and you actually you spend so much time together, you actually get to know when not to push the buttons.
Yeah.
Like you might be on a tour bus and you'd be there going like, oh, he's a bit fragile today. Like, don't.
I call horse poo on that.
Oh, really?
You reckon he goes harder at that stage?
Never knew when to stop.
Is that right? He just pushed it.
Oh, he's the master.
Pushes all the buttons on.
Look, there's a line. There is a line.
The edge, it's called.
I'd like to take it right to the edge.
Yeah.
Were you guys ever disappointed with the way that Silverchair ended, because you had such a wonderful career that it really didn't go or finish with the bang that it really deserved? Because I feel very similar throughout my career. I didn't have the finish that I wanted, and it leaves sort of like a little gaping hole that you feel like maybe you didn't get the ending that you wanted. Does that disappoint you at all?
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, it has taken me. I'm comfortable with it now. And then the book was a really great sort of process to go through, to just remember all the incredible times that we shared together, and just work through some of the harder stuff, and just to a point where it just sits.
You heal a bit.
A little more comfortably with the situation,
Bit of healing in the process of, absolutely sharing this story for everybody to see for the first time.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason for doing the book, was for that healing and that cathartic process, and, giving ourselves that some kind of closure, because it, definitely, it definitely felt like it was left in the ether a little bit, you know. So it's been a nice process.
I loved in the intro to the book at the very beginning. You're both fathers now, and you've talked about writing this book for your kids. You guys were kids when you went to your first ARIAs when you were 15 years old. Is it surreal now writing about 15-year-old Ben and Chris for knowing that you've got kids that are going to read these stories?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. We keep chatting about the fact that we're the age now that our parents were when the band took off.
Wow.
So it's definitely a little bit daunting to consider that. I mean, my kids are really young; they're only 2, but it's the thought of my kid being put in the music industry and in the positions that we were kind of put in. Like, I don't know how I'd feel about it, but I guess. Maybe we've got some experience to be able to guide them through it.
Would you encourage, like, if your kids, if they got to the age, they said, I want to be a musician, would you both encourage them down that pathway?
Yeah, look, our parents allowed us to follow our wildest dreams, so it'd be a bit hypocritical if we didn't just, embrace it and go along for the ride, as nerve-wracking and scary as it might be. But you can only be the supportive parent.
At 15, when you go to the ARIAs, and you guys were stratosphere when you got going, at what point did your parents throw your hands in the air and go, we can't discipline them? Like, we're not gonna say, mate, you're not going out tonight. You're 16. When you're touring the world, there's a different set of rules for a 15, 16-year-old when you're Silverchair to myself, who was at boarding school at the same age.
I think they had their challenges with, trying to treat us like normal teenagers. But at the same time, we were teenagers and they were our parents. And, so you did, they kind of, you still were, like my mum, for instance, she was a tough cookie, and I was, occasionally scared of her. But for an example is we were in Europe, and this band was playing called Filter on a night off, and I was probably about 16, and I really wanted to go. We went with a couple of the crew guys, but they were on stage, and this was common, on stage at about 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And Mum was like, your curfew is 2 o'clock. And I was like, Mum, are you serious? We're on the other side of the planet. We're touring, and I'm going to see a band. I'm not doing anything stupid. I'm going with these guys. We'll be perfectly fine. They'll be still playing at 2 o'clock. And she was like, no, home at 2 o'clock. And but I didn't get home at 2 o'clock.
No. Yeah.
But I think it was hard. Then what's she going to do? Like, you're grounded. You're not going on stage tonight.
But it's not going to happen.
I've got an ARIA.
Yeah, that's right. You can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still massive superstars and you're still super recognisable. But was the transition out of stardom difficult for you? From the tours, you spend time with your best mates every single day. You get to go to some of the most amazing places on earth, and then transitioning back into normal life. Was that challenging?
The band had, throughout its time, had quite a few lengthy breaks. So not having a constant wasn't a new concept, but definitely that last time round obviously had a different kind of finality to it. It did take a little while. I did feel a little lost there for a while, and then I got right into the hospitality industry and opened up some bars and just got busy. Yeah.
Definitely miss the camaraderie of when the three of us got together and played music. We all,
and the crew and everything. It's like it's a family.
Yeah. And there was something special about when the three of us came together and played music, and that was always the core even from when we formed the band at 12 right up until the end. Like we always chased that playing together as a band, and I definitely, that's what I struggled with, having that magic that we have when we play together. It was hard not to have that anymore.
The bit in the book where you talk about when lightning struck, when that jam session and tomorrow, and the three of you were just not rehearsing but just playing. It's an incredible. I don't want to spoil the book because it is a wonderful read. There is a bit though that seriously, Ben, that Tomorrow drum kit, $150. Is that fair dinkum? That the drum kit that Tomorrow was played on and recorded on, your dad picked up secondhand somewhere for $150.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Dad just turned up one day. You know, the garage.
I love this.
The garage at Smith Street was a hive of activity, and I spent a lot of time in there. But I remember being there one afternoon, just rummaging in Dad's garage, and he just turned up and he said, "Hey Ben, I found this at a garage sale, and it was $150 kit." And then he and I worked on it together. Wasn't ready to roll. So he and I worked on it, got it ready to play, and then that was the kit that I recorded Tomorrow on. I think I've still got it. It's still got the same skins on it.
No,
Really?
Yeah, so they've been on there for like 30 years or something. They sound great.
Fairly quality for $150. Ben, you're on The Amazing Race at the moment, and you're with your wife Jackie, which is, I just think, entertaining. How much fun was that to do?
That was a lot of fun. There's no other way to put it. It was
tripping through India with your wife. I imagine was added an extra layer of complexity.
Yeah, look, Jackie. It was. It's testing.
Yes,
but I loved it, and Jackie loved it, and we loved the experience. I mean, I'd do it as a yearly getaway.
Really?
If you want. Yeah, I just
Even putting up with Bo for the whole time.
I guess you only see Bo occasionally, really.
Yeah.
You don't see him
He's
very
a good
often.
guy.
Yeah,
He's a good guy.
He was good. He was really good. I enjoyed spending a bit of time with him. But you only saw him occasionally.
Yeah.
You're in the bubble of the production, and you just kind of surrender to that. And it's so, I don't know, it's so fun. Out of all the shows, like that's the only one I really wanted to do. It's great.
Now, the book, Love and Pain, The Epic Times and Crooked Lines of Life Inside and Outside Silverchair. Awesome title, by the way. Well done, gentlemen, on the title. The book it's wonderful. You're promoting this book, and I imagine you're getting hit with a lot of the same questions. So we wanted to just change things up for you a little bit. Do you want to have a bit of fun?
Whoa,
When was
Hang on. Yeah. All right.
Let's have a bit of fun.
You've got to see it. Okay. Already got us on the hook.
You can't say no. Right. We're going to play a little game here. Now, we want to see how well you know your own music. We got little grabs. Very simple. You just got to tell us whether it's your song or not.
You know what? Sometimes you do this kind of thing with fans, and they know way more about you than you know about yourself. So,
You're not hiding to nothing. You just got to know that.
All right. We'll start you off with a softball. Is this... Actually, you might need to pop your headphones on for this one. Sorry about this, gents.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Very softball to start with. Is this Silverchair or not?
No.
Do you know who it is?
Powderfinger.
Bang. Easy work. Easy work.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
Here we go. False central security.
That was a lob.
In the bag. It's easy.
Your turn, Ben.
I love how easy it is. Well. That's so easy.
Little half volley outside off stump there. Righto. Is this Silverchair or not?
No.
Who is it?
Paranoid?
Yeah, Black Sabbath.
They're very good.
So good.
That was an easy one because we used to play that for music.
Every week in music class.
Every
For a
single
whole
week.
year.
Yeah, so you just know the whole bit.
Mrs. Young, our music teacher, would get to the day of performance and she'd be like, oh, here they go again.
What song are we doing today, guys?
The three of us would get up and play Paranoid.
All right. Is this Silverchair?
Oh, look, I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say yes. I think it's Tomorrow.
Going at 100%. That is $150 drum kit and all. Next one. Is this Silverchair?
Yes. U2000.
Anthem.
I've made this too easy.
So easy.
I had no idea when he was playing it. I'm like, I don't know.
That's my favourite. That one got
Originally,
worn
all
out.
these grabs are about twice as long.
Yeah.
And I listened and went, I think it's a bit easy. So literally these grabs are less than half a second. Is this Silverchair?
Ooh, no. No. Yeah, no, it's
Who do you think
not.
it is?
I don't think it is. Play it one more time. Yeah, you definitely got me. It's
You're
definitely
going with no, though.
Oh, hang on.
One more time.
One more time. I don't think it. I don't reckon. I'm not getting it.
You going with
straight away.
no?
I'm going with no.
Yeah.
Correct. The Grinners. Ever tour with Phil and the boys?
Yeah, we played a number of shows with those
Yeah?
guys. Yeah,
Bit of fun back in the day?
always.
I should have recognised Pat's guitar. That beautiful guitar.
tone.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Pat.
This is for 100%. This is unheard of. Here we go. Is this Silverchair?
Yes, it's straight lines.
I mean,
Did you know that?
Yeah.
I feel like Ben has a much better
Yeah.
knowledge of the music. I just feel like I got that.
I definitely sparked the fire on his belly getting the first one right, okay?
He's great.
there you go. Well,
I was stressing at the start. You were like, I've got this in the bag.
and that is testament, even after all these years, the music endures, and what an amazing collection of songs you guys have got. And the book, if you're a fan of Aussie music or the
beast.
band, you need to get a hold of this. Love and Pain, the epic times and crooked lines of life inside and outside Silverchair. Ben Gillies and Chris Joannou, thank you both
Well done.
for giving us some time and coming in, and best of luck with the book.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.